Hey, Dave Csanda here with this week's BuzzBite overview for the Upper Midwest at anglingbuzz.com. Well, we're enjoying some beautiful weather here right after the 4th of July. Things have been relatively stable. A few big storms came through the region, but by and large, it's just been a joy to be outside. The walleye bite has been really good all across the region, and a wide variety of fish, different places being caught on live bait rigs with leeches or crawlers. Where we've been experiencing some insect hatches with fish flies or mayflies, it's typically better to downsize, make sure you're using a leech or perhaps a half crawler. The water's getting warm enough now that spinner bite is starting to come into play in some places with a little bit of extra speed, flash, and vibration. Now, where our crappie bite is very good in our natural lakes where we have fully developed weed lines. Crappies are biting well along deep weed edges, casting and swimming a little jig in morning and evening. A lot of those same deep weed line areas, you're going to get into the bigger bluegills now, which have started to school up and settle into those areas. Whereas later in the summer, some of the biggest bluegills will drop actually into deeper water, and that will desert those weed lines, where you'll still get little fish, but not the big ones. Largemouth bass, again, in those same deep weed line areas, very good areas for casting a jig worm or casting a crankbait during the day. It's one of your most dependable bites for bass and northern pike. If you throw a topwater in the morning or evening in those same areas, you're going to get in on some big bass as well. As far as those are largemouth bass. As far as the smallmouth bass, you're going to tend to find them more on main lake structures, points that go way out into the lake, shallow rock and sand points or shallow humps. A wide variety of things will work for smallmouths. Topwaters are great this time of the year, along with casting jigs and casting cranks, just about anything at all. After the 4th of July, we really start to see the muskie bite come into play in our area of the country right now, and there's been a lot of good reports of 50-inch plus fish being caught. In fact, we just had a new catch and release record off of Pelican Lake in western Minnesota, caught in the last few days. 57-incher, that's a pretty big fish, boy. And the muskies are, again, it depends on the lake, whether they're setting up on weeds or they're setting up on shallow rock and sand boulder type humps. It's pretty much the same areas where you have those sandy, rocky conditions that you'll find smallmouth bass. So all in all, the bite is on, and it's a good time to get out there and take advantage of the great weather and the great fishing. So head on out to the site here at anglingbuzz.com. Check in on your state-by-state BuzzBite reports. See what our reporters in the field have to say, and like I always like to say, they're going to help you put more and bigger fish in the boat in the weeks ahead.